What if the world's most notorious tennis star didn't just make a comeback, but staged a transformation so stunning, it left even her harshest critics speechless? Maria Sharapova, once known as the Ice Queen of tennis, is now captivating the world in 2025 with a bold new chapter that has nothing to do with forehands or trophies. From headline-making fashion shows in the French Alps to high-stakes business deals and honest confessions about motherhood, she's re-emerged as something far more powerful than just an athlete. She's become a symbol of reinvention. But her story isn't all glamour. Behind the scenes, she battled a career-ending scandal, crushing injuries, and public doubt that nearly broke her. So how did Maria go from banned and broken to celebrated and untouchable? Stay with us, because what Sharapova is revealing now will completely reshape how you see her, and what it truly means to win. Maria Sharapova was never just another athlete. She was engineered for greatness from the start. Born in 1987 in the remote Russian town of Nyagin, she showed a talent so rare that by age 9, her family made a life-altering decision. They sent her across the world to Florida with just her father, chasing a dream at the elite Nick Belletieri Tennis Academy. The risk paid off in spectacular fashion. In 2004, at just 17, she shocked the tennis world by defeating Serena Williams in the Wimbledon final. That win didn't just earn her a Grand Slam, it launched her into global stardom. Over the next decade, she claimed 5 major titles, conquering each of the sport's biggest stages: Wimbledon, the US Open, the Australian Open, and twice at the French Open. By her early 20s, she had become one of only 8 women in history to complete a career Grand Slam. But Sharapova's dominance wasn't limited to the court. While collecting $39 million in prize money, she was also raking in endorsement deals with brands like Nike and Porsche, eventually building an off-court empire worth over $300 million. She wasn't just a tennis champion, she was a global icon. But fame came with pressure, and behind the confident smirk and steely focus, Maria was already bracing for the storm she didn't see coming. Just when it seemed like Maria Sharapova's legacy was sealed in gold, everything unraveled in a single announcement. In 2016, the tennis world was stunned when she tested positive for meldonium, a substance newly banned that she had taken for a decade. The fallout was immediate. Sponsors backed away. Headlines branded her a fraud. And the ITF handed down a 15-month suspension that sent shockwaves through her fanbase. Overnight, the image she'd spent years perfecting was in pieces. Sharapova didn't deny the test, she owned it. But the backlash was relentless. In a 2021 interview with Forbes, she admitted she felt trapped, isolated by a scandal that no amount of trophies could erase. And the physical toll had already been mounting. A chronic shoulder injury, which had plagued her for years, left her unable to maintain her game. By 2020, at just 32, she announced her retirement, not in victory, but in exhaustion. The former world number 1, once untouchable, was now a cautionary tale. But Maria Sharapova has never been one to stay down for long. And what came next would defy every expectation. Most athletes fade quietly after retirement, but Maria Sharapova turned the end of her tennis career into the beginning of a business empire. Long before she left the court, she had already planted the seeds. In 2012, she launched Sharapova, a premium candy brand that quickly turned heads, not just for its quirky name, but for its unexpected success. What started as a side project became a statement. Sharapova wasn't just marketable, she was strategic. After her suspension and retirement, she doubled down. She made bold investments in crypto platform MoonPay and financial startup Public.com, betting on industries that felt risky to most. The result? A personal fortune reportedly topping $325 million by 2025, according to Forbes. But the money was only part of the story. In boardrooms and business interviews, Maria proved she had something far more dangerous than power: credibility. While her critics expected her to disappear after the scandal, she did the opposite. She adapted, rebranded, and slowly, she began to rewrite her public image, not as a fallen athlete, but as a rising mogul. By 2025, Maria Sharapova wasn't just rebuilding, she was dominating a whole new arena. Her appearance at the World Economic Forum in Davos made international headlines, not just for what she said about women's leadership in sports, but for how she said it, poised, powerful, and dressed in business chic that exuded control. But that was only the beginning. In March, she appeared at the Moncler fashion show in the French Alps, surrounded by stars like Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. The setting was a snowy dreamscape, but all eyes were on Sharapova, elegant, sharp, and unmistakably in her element. Her October 2024 cover for Numero Netherlands only amplified the buzz. The minimalist black and white shot went viral on X, with fans calling her timeless. And when she returned to Wimbledon's royal box in a khaki jumpsuit and wine-colored Burberry heels, exactly 20 years after her historic win, it felt like a full-circle moment. This wasn't just a tennis player showing up for nostalgia. It was a woman who had conquered scandal, mastered reinvention, and stepped into a league of her own. While the world watched her professional rise, Maria Sharapova was quietly building something even more personal, an entirely new life away from the spotlight. In 2020, she got engaged to British art dealer Alexander Gilkes, a man known for his connections to royalty and the art elite. 2 years later, they welcomed their first child, a son named Theodore. But motherhood didn't slow her down, it reshaped her. In a candid 2023 interview with Harper's Bazaar, she called balancing business and parenting the hardest thing I've ever done. That vulnerability only deepened her public appeal. Fans got glimpses of her life through posts showing her minimalist Los Angeles home, complete with a bowling lane and a serene, Japanese-inspired design featured in Architectural Digest. It was a far cry from center court, but it revealed another side of Maria, calm, deliberate, and in control. And while most former athletes fade into comfortable obscurity, Sharapova kept pushing. By 2025, she was training entrepreneurs, playing in celebrity pickleball matches with legends like John McEnroe, and joining the boards of Therabody and Moncler. In every post, every move, she made one thing clear: she wasn't done evolving, she was just getting started. Maria Sharapova's story was never just about tennis. It was about proving she could rise above the noise. The doping scandal could have defined her. The injuries could have ended her quietly. But instead, she flipped the narrative. In a world quick to cancel, she chose to rebuild. Not by begging for redemption, but by owning her journey, missteps and all. By 2025, she wasn't asking to be admired, she was showing why she deserved it. Her transparency about motherhood, her unapologetic love for design and business, her refusal to be boxed in by her past, it all formed a powerful message. Resilience isn't loud, it's consistent. Maria didn't just recover her image, she expanded it. From a controversial figure to a role model for reinvention, her evolution has become one of the most compelling second acts in sports history. And for those who doubted her, who thought she was finished back in 2016, Maria Sharapova didn't just come back. She came back smarter, sharper, and more unstoppable than ever. What makes Maria Sharapova's resurgence so captivating is that it doesn't feel like a final act, it feels like a beginning. While many former athletes lean into nostalgia, Sharapova is clearly building towards something bigger. Her growing presence in global forums, bold fashion statements, and strategic business moves suggest she's not interested in being remembered, she's interested in staying relevant. And fans are watching closely. From whispers about a possible lifestyle brand to speculation that she may step into a larger public role, maybe even in media or activism, Maria hasn't confirmed anything, but her recent visibility hints that something major could be on the horizon. It's this sense of unpredictability, this refusal to settle into a comfortable legacy, that keeps her story alive. For someone once defined by her silence on court, she now speaks volumes without saying a word. And whatever she does next, one thing is clear: Maria Sharapova is not done surprising us. In the end, Maria Sharapova's journey isn't just about victories or scandals, it's about transformation. She didn't rewrite her story by erasing the past. She faced it, learned from it, and then built something stronger. From a prodigy who stunned the world at Wimbledon, to a controversial figure battling public judgment, to a mother, mogul, an icon in full control of her future, Maria has lived more lives than most people dream of. Her legacy isn't tied to 5 Grand Slams or a candy company. It's in how she refused to let any single moment define her. She's shown that resilience is a choice, that elegance can coexist with grit, and that true power lies in reinvention. And maybe that's why she still captivates us in 2025, not just because of who she was, but because of who she keeps becoming. Maria Sharapova didn't just return, she evolved. Her story reminds us that failure isn't the end, but often the turning point. From scandal to spotlight, from courtside glory to boardroom strategy, she's crafted a narrative that defies the usual arc of fame. And in doing so, she's become something even more rare than a champion. She's become unforgettable. If Maria's journey inspired you, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs a dose of resilience, and subscribe for more untold stories of icons who refuse to stay in the past. What's your favorite Maria moment? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious. In a world obsessed with instant comebacks and quick fame, Maria Sharapova chose the long game. She didn't chase headlines, she earned respect. She didn't beg for forgiveness, she proved she was bigger than one moment. And maybe that's what makes her story so compelling. It's not perfect, but it's real. Every setback, every reinvention, every quiet win along the way, it all shaped the woman we see today. Whether you admire her for her athletic dominance, her business acumen, or her unapologetic honesty, one thing is undeniable: Maria Sharapova didn't just survive the spotlight. She mastered it. And if her past is any indication, her next move might be her boldest yet. Beyond the trophies, the headlines, and the headlines again, there's a message in Maria Sharapova's journey that hits deeper. It's not about tennis. It's not even about business. It's about resilience, the kind that isn't loud or flashy, but steady, relentless, and earned over time. She's proof that reinvention isn't a one-time act, it's a mindset. That no matter how public your fall is, the rise can be even greater if you're willing to evolve. Maria didn't just change careers, she changed narratives. And in doing so, she's become something even more powerful than a champion. She's become a symbol. A symbol that strength can be graceful, that elegance can be unshakable, and that the most powerful stories aren't the ones that start with success, they're the ones that fight their way back to it. In 2025, amid a culture driven by fast fame and short attention spans, Maria Sharapova's story stands out because it slows you down, it makes you look closer. Her journey forces us to rethink what success actually means. Is it perfection? Or is it the courage to keep moving forward, even when the world turns its back? Maria never begged for validation. She built a new lane, one that didn't depend on public approval. And maybe that's why people still talk about her, not just for the wins, but for the woman she became after the world stopped cheering. Her legacy isn't about nostalgia. It's about evolution. And if you're paying attention, it's not just inspiring, it's a reminder that your next chapter can be your strongest one yet.